Buddy. So, if you guys was wondering what this video is gonna be about, well, here's an idea of what this video is about. It's basically a long lines tower that got knocked over by a tornado. Yep. Now I don't know how this tower would have got knocked over by a tornado though, 'cause it was meant to withstand a nuclear bomb and whatnot back in the day. So, yeah, it's kind of weird, but high windstorms are enough to knock over a couple of towers. So this tower is actually in, Idaho. It was, I discovered this picture from Google. It had this, picture and a label to it, or a description as to where the tower is at. So Pinterest actually has the location tags to this picture. So yeah, it's a 2011 picture of a tower that got knocked over by a tornado. Now I really hope this tower doesn't have any beacons, because I'd hate it to see beacons get destroyed like this. And hopefully it didn't have its old school incandescents at this time either. So yeah, hopefully it didn't, but I don't see any markers on it, or at least it didn't in this picture. So there's a microwave dish halfway up the tower, and there's the blown out fiberglass covers on the horns. So those white things that go on the front of horns, those are fiberglass, because they say fiberglass is more transparent to radio waves and whatnot. So if it was metal and in the front of the horns, the communication would be so difficult to get through. Now, believe it or not, but this tower actually had the same fate as another long lines tower. So yeah, the one in Lamont, Illinois actually died in 1991 from being blown over by a tornado as well. So I discovered the one in Lamont, Illinois from a video about between 2018 and 2019. I actually discovered the one in Lamont, because that's at the beginning of the time where I first found all the long lines towers in the United States, in which I would like to preserve all of them in the future. So yeah, you can see the picture of the corpse to the tower. Now, a while back, I actually made a screen recorded video of this tower in Lamont, and I actually drew the tower of what it would look like if it wasn't blown over. So there's the Gabriel horn on the tower in both the top pictures. So the tower actually had a couple of Western Electric horns, and it was built in 1952. So that's the year this tower was built. So, I remember correctly. I can't remember what year this tower was built. I'll have to look at my long lines tower info, because I have paperwork of all these towers I wrote down. So I have to go back through and look at what year this tower was built. It was built sometime in the early 1960s, if I remember that correctly, because I kept track of all of them as I'd find them. But yep, these two long lines towers have the same death fate and what. Which they both had incandescent beacons, but I really hope this one was beaconless, because in this picture I really hate the beacon to be destroyed, because it was blown over by strong winds, and both were blown over by EF4 tornadoes.